everyone else, aside from being just very good at being supportive, you know, enabling them to make the play, we're also having a jungler who is growing in his own right.
Yeah, and apart from enabling each and every one, I like that you've mentioned that because from the team fights that we saw from a while ago, it's not even Chaknu nor Etomax that's initiating the fights. It was Kelra, dude. Kelra, the squishiest hero of them all from Omega, is the one that's starting the team fight all the time, popping off those ultimates and those immortalities for them to continue with the team fight that they want to do.
It's unorthodox, and this is those kinds of plays that the likes of Coach Panda, I'm not sure who that was. Is that Renmar, who does a really good Coach Panda impression? Like, why do they play like that?
Yes.
What are they doing? Why are they doing this? It's something that takes teams on a ride. And here's the thing. Did ONIC prepare better for Blacklist than they did Omega?
Oh,
That's a huge question right now.
you're asking the big question.
Because
Yeah.
last night, it seemed like they knew exactly what Coach Bon and Master of the Basics prepared.
Yeah.
Here tonight, are they on the back foot against Amethyst and Coach Puppet?
That is a big one, right? And maybe what we have here is Omega maybe doing what they do best, which is catch a team that is normally very good at preparing and just make them throw the playbook out the window.
Yeah.
I mean,
In our vernacular, make last on.
make last on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make last one.
They're poisoning the pool here for ONIC.
To be fair, it's not easy. I mean, more experienced teams than ONIC have faced Omega and fall into the same trap.
I love how Coach Pakbet is essentially checkmating his good friend here, Bluffsy.
Yeah.
They've been in the league for so long. It's like, I got
They
you.
used to play against each other as well.
I got you. Here we go into the draft. We go. ONIC, indeed, they do decide to go blue.
Yeah. This time around, they want to go for that one to get that first pick, inserting the pun. And this time around, it's Omega unleashing the chaos to Anarchy. Right? At some point, you kind of want to do that, most especially because ONIC just got their win and they want to be able to disrupt that. But so far, it is indeed going to be the Fanny that is banned. They don't want Ryzen to go for that Showtime type of pickup, but it is still the same target, right? Super Friends is going to be the point person here for the side of Omega. And at some point, you're taking a look at ONIC, right? Would you go for those types of you pick 3 heroes that will be banned for just one player, or you go for each and every one? This time, they still go for each and every one, banning the same heroes.
So far, yes. This
Yeah.
is a mirror of Game 1, save for the sides.
That's true. This time around, I feel like ONIC might have gotten a little bit
Your
of...
team is banning.
Nope.
There you go. Nope. Very smart. Actually, it was very difficult for them to control the early game just because of that singular pick. The moment he hits level 4, he just goes and runs everywhere. And very, very smart banter from
The
Omega.
Sensui special.
Yeah. So we gotta call that something. I don't know, something. Anyway, for the meantime, again, I would really like to just not ban out Kelra. Just don't even try at this point. Maybe something different is gonna happen. Although I don't know, Beatrix on Kelra again. It's always a treat. I don't know.
ONIC has it in the bag to actually force out the Beatrix. They can go Beatrix first pick.
Yeah.
Oh no, they just
they
banned
banned
it
it
out.
out.
Okay, Pyramus first pick is what they're looking for. Or maybe Val. Or maybe Val.
Make your pick.
Yeah.
Choose your poison.
That's another thing though, because Renmar already mentioned that from a while ago that Valentina is currently, unfortunately, 1 win and 11 losses in the current season that we've had. Not a good sign if you are going to be picking Valentina for your team. So either way, would you take out the Faramis and give the Beatrix to or give the Claude to ONIC Philippines? Because it is indeed what Nets has been consistently using all throughout this time. And Omega also has that tendency to pick Renzio's heroes first. So we can expect a Thamus, we can expect an Esmeralda, but as to what point? Because it was indeed, you know, banned from a while ago. So they're going to go with a safe choice, banning out the Faramis. Valentina is still open. The question is, will they pick it right away?
They just go 1-1.
Probably.
You know what? Like, just forget the Valentina.
Actually.
Most times it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Julian's still out there too. Julian.
Oh, so many good picks.
There's a lot of good picks right
Huge
over here,
picks,
man. There's a lot of good picks over, but yeah, it might make sense for them if they go and actually pick either the Julian or the 1-1 because they want to handle the burst and the crowd control because that is what they are continuously thriving into this match. And Nets might just be the choice here for that 1-1, for that late game scaling, which in some way they've had a while ago, but it wasn't as consistent because Kellra was controlling that portion of the map because of this initiation. So at some point, they're gonna deny that from Kellra instead of banning that specific hero. They're just going to, you know, if you can have it, might as well don't have it at all.
Yes.
Right, yes,
That
right?
works.
Yeah,
That
right?
works. We're still looking at the Esmeralda and Dairoth game of tag. But again, you have to go tit for tat rather than risk it. They go for the Claude and the Julian, of course.
Julian.
So again, I don't care about Valentina.
Yeah.
We don't.
I think they're starting to list down. Our teams are starting to dig into the fact that, you know what, the casters have been saying this over and over again. Maybe it's not a good idea.
Not just us, the numbers.
The numbers themselves, you know.
Oh man.
So, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I love seeing me some Julian in the hands of anybody, especially Itomax. We've seen it very good as well on KLVJ. I wish he was also in this game, but obviously not. Itomax more of a that guy I want to see on the control heroes, right? KLVJ is more of the assassin kind of guy, all the way back from his old days in his previous teams. So right now, though, again, the answer is more control once more for ONIC.
Yep, Esmeralda and Cho, Falling Star Moon, and Way of Dragon just to potentially pick off some members here for the side of Smart Omega. Like the Julian pick though for Etomax because he tends to use it a little differently, right? Usually we see the Julian and try to, you know, pick off and get the kills done. But what Etomax used, the way Etomax used the Julian a while ago is to zone the rest of the members of ONIC. And here we go. Here's another installment, man. Ling coming into play, and it is most likely that Ryzen will be using this guy. They have a way to be able to reach anything that Super Friends will be using in this match.
It's the second most banned hero so far in the season.
It's Slip.
And Slip through the cracks.
It's so expensive, though. If I may say...
Oh, the super scaling.
Yeah, I don't know what the last two are. Of course, you still have a roamer there, and...
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna see a Dairoth ban. Onyx gonna ban Dairoth.
Yeah.
So, what do you do? What do you set up for Omega so that you can afford a Ling and a Claude? Given that this is Kellra on the Claude, he can take care of himself, but still very expensive, I'd say.
Yeah, you have an XP and a roam. Like, maybe some really hot, fast-paced XP laners.
What I want to do.
I don't know, man.
There's the Dairoth ban, of course.
Dams might be viable. I'm not sure.
XP lane Dams. Fredrin, though.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love the Fredrin
Good one,
Esmeralda relationship. The dynamics there, super solid. Because again, the passive on Fredrin are not shields.
It's
Yeah.
crystalline armor.
Yeah.
Which
That's the actual name.
yeah. We just called it gray health yesterday, and
looked
Now
it
you
up.
know, right?
I just went with it. But anyway, you're absolutely right. I would love to see Fredrin. It made for a very interesting matup
Yep.
last night as well.
Yep. And
Yeah.
again, you have the Ling who does a great Fanny impression with the Finch boys, and you can do the same thing. Renjo's gonna hold the line, and then Ryzen just does whatever he wants.
Yeah, and that has been the story of this matchup because Fredrin usually likes when there is continuous team fights happening because that is where he usually thrives. But so far, it is going to be the Valentina and Kufra band here for both of the teams. So we're not going to be expecting any miracle sets from Chaknu anytime soon. But so far, what I honestly like about this is the thought of Kufra being able to set it completely well, right?
It's still possible, though.
I do.
Oh, wait.
It's still possible. Yeah, so in the absence
here.
of a Kufra, they go pick up the Lolita, which is okay, which is still solid. And I love it. You can catch the Esmeralda, you can catch the Cho, shut up, stun, and just move on, right? And then you still have the last slot. Can still be a Fredrin.
We've seen it happen to some effect last game, right? We somehow Chaknu's able to withstand some of these attacks here in the early game with some really good distancing, some good game sense, and it's probably something that they're going to do here as well.
And it is a possibility for them to do that because, again, they usually pick two chunky boys, right? For Omega, just to be able to protect both Kelra and Ryzen for the scaling that they will need. But this time around, they are going to be picking that Matilda and Karina. So, now that I'm
Yes!
honestly looking at it,
There it
is this a mid lane show? But hold on to that one because Fredry is happening again.
Leo called it.
This is Chef. This is Chef Raf.
Beautiful.
That's Chef Raf.
Yep.
And then here's what's weird. Super Friends on the Matilda.
Yeah.
But still, I love it. I love it. This is... The way I call Uranus is easy. Sorry, there you go. The way I call Fredrin is a combat-ready Uranus. He's just better at taking fights and holding the line.
Fredrin loves those close range engagements because of the taunt, right?
Yeah, the
you go,
taunt,
you
the
go
CC.
do the kick, you go do the frost moon shield dance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you guys with me to the grave.
All right, so having seen last night's match, Sona, is this looking like a lineup that can do the same thing? Do they want to pull? Oh no, please. This is the kind of lineup that goes 37 minutes.
Did you just realize
This is that lineup.
this is it?
That's true.
Yeah.
This is that lineup that could potentially go for 37 minutes unless they get the necessary pickoffs that they would want with what they have at this moment. Let's get on to it. Let's get on with it, man.
Oh no, match point here for Omega. Can ONIC take it the distance? It's game number 2. Nets on the 1-1. Kelra on the Claude. I call this matchup a 50-50.
That is true. High IQ gamers, high IQ gold laners here facing off on the bottom side.
Yep.
You kind of expect a double up here. There you go. That's a double up from Chaknu as well.
Interestingly so, Super Friends using that mystery shop instead of a support emblem, so it is most likely for him to secure that damage instead of assisting or giving out a way or exit for his teammates. But meanwhile, the rest of the members of ONIC Philippines are just right over there in that position of the map to try and force things out with Omega taking down those purple objectives in the same way.
That's some of the cleanest Litho Wanderer takes I've ever seen.
That's true.
I think Omega understood that, yeah, no, since he was going to get to it faster.
Yeah, speaking of fast, look at that, ONIC. 4 people on the bottom side could actually have threatened there if Chaknu was not within vision. So very good, at least awareness from Omega that, you know what, our bottom lane's kind of fragile. We got to deal with this. We got to make sure it doesn't go down. You're doing the good job in that way.
Ooh, Ryzen crossing the threshold already. He's taking a camp away from Sensui.
That was quick.
That's gonna give you at least a gap in terms of the level. So at some point, that is what you would want from a Ling, most especially because in less than a few seconds, the turtle is about to spawn, and you want to get the better position on this one, most especially because you have 2 gold laners that needs the scaling. So in order for them not to be disturbed in this specific matchup, you need to do your job and secure the major objectives as early as possible. Fight happening in the middle lane.
That's right. Omega and ONIC. A little bit of a dance here in the middle. Enhanced Chain will be missed there. Actually forces the flicker off of Super Friends.
Yeah. Good setup so far. Omega playing the long con. You see how, like, step by step you're thinking it's ONIC, but then you're like, huh, resource-wise, Omega's actually on top.
That's right. And all of that out of just simple, like, skill casts.
Yep.
Nothing major, no fancy schmancy movements.
No shenanigans.
Exactly.
Yeah, and in the same way, in addition to that, their positioning is also being important here, most especially because they got what they wanted. Ryzen just securing another turret, or objective rather, and Turtle might go next.
Yep, we got Renzio getting a lot of damage there from there. Way to start the stance. A little bit of reset here for ONIC. Every bush is accounted for.
Just by their presence, Omega stopped ONIC from taking. You see that?
And forced them basically a full reset right now. Omega decides kind of risky to take this. Ryzen's purple buff just ran out, so let's save it for another day, shall we?
Honestly, it's better for him to secure a purple buff than not have a purple buff and contest for that third. So at some point, ONIC, it's still pretty early because Omega is leading with that single gold, right? So as much as you want to take the lead, you would be able to give that away and give ONIC a little bit of leeway in terms of the objectives that we have in this matchup. Items have been secured here, no full builds just yet, and we are still waiting for that first kill. But what I like about this matchup coming in right here is that Rapidot is consistently making sure that they will always go into the gold lane because they need to go forward. They need to make sure that Nets is going to be able to get the scaling first because that has been their problem a while ago.
A little bit of a boo-boo there. its appearance here.
It's a double. It's a double. You got hit by the Way of the Dragon. You got Circling Eagle.
Yeah.
You're left in disarray. Again, at least given the fact that it wasn't Kelra who died, that's some silver lining for Omega, but again, they were better off just holding.
I hate to mention it, all of that because Chaknu missed the dash.
True, I saw
Hit
that.
the wall.
He stumbled. I'm not sure if that was
And
on
ONIC
purpose.
was very aware.
True.
That's a beauty.
I think Chaknu was aware at some point that he messed up because he didn't even burn the flicker. He's
That's
like,
true.
okay, you know what, Kelra,
Take me.
It's fine. Just you live. I'm okay.
Yeah. Again, no overreaction. Still a sign of veterancy. You know, not overreacting to what you see on the screen.
Correct.
That's still pretty good. But again, because of that, ONIC will be in the lead here just by a tiny, tiny bit.
Yup, and they are in some sort of a lead given that the energy shields have already been taken out here, at least 25%, and Ryzen still stuck with taking those major objectives. So somewhat this is a little different of a game from what we've had a while ago. Not a lot of kills in like the first 5 minutes of gameplay. What they want to do is to just try and prioritize the major objectives because they want to take care of their gold laners. Keep on reiterating that as of this moment because that is what they need. And now Ryzen and Chaknu seems to be surrounded by 4 ONIC players.
This is actually shades of Omega timers, you know?
Omega timers.
Oh, wait.
Oh man, Nets, he's gonna be flying. Someone else wants to join him in the air.
Oh, wait.
And that was a huge counter. But then again, ONIC still gets the kill.
That was good initiation coming in from Kelra, baiting or using that crossbow of Tang to be able to bait the rest of the members from committing, and that just resulted to Ryzen being taken out of here. And it is, again, Nets making sure that they will be able to take this one off for themselves and equalized in terms of those turtle takes. So this is a good sign coming in from ONIC Philippines. They are at level with Omega in terms of objectives.
If anything, they're ahead.
Yeah.
ONIC is so much easier and faster on the take because their CC is on demand. Looking at the lineup now, besides Renzio, actually, you know what? Not even. Renzio needs a taunt. Renzio needs to set it up. It's telegraph. Omega CC, it's so hard to set up. It's like 2 steps before you can even hold someone. For ONIC, you got the Kaka, you got the Falling Star Moon, no sound.
And they're good.
You've got the Way of the Dragon. That has a sound too. I'm not gonna say it, but you know, it's easier for ONIC to get these pickoffs. There you go.
There you go.
So the fact is, Omega's struggling right now.
Yeah.
The expensive lineup that they have is now biting him in the behind, and now they have to actually be more careful.
It's becoming very apparent right now. Enhanced Sword is read very well there. The cancel straight up onto the Numenon Blast will result in a double kill there by ONIC.
Sensui, man, 4-0-0, logging in that Holy Crystal for himself and just giving out Omega an enormous amount of damage. It's now ONIC holding the driver's seat, and they want this to be taken out. Blazing Duet.
Yeah, Rapido's not slacking off here. He's looking for another target. Bro, you're not in the bush. There you go.
Yeah.
So overall, because of the presence of mind of ONIC, they are getting so many of these one-offs, man.
Yep, scoot over, Omega. It's our turn on the driver's seat, and we're taking this into the mid-game. And Omega's not ready. Omega's just not there yet. I'm wondering, man, what's going on in Ryzen's head? What's going on? Because so far, he's been shy to take turtles. He's been prioritizing purple, as you should, but I don't know, they keep finding themselves behind the boot of Rapidot or behind Super Prince, whatever you use Circling Eagle for.
I don't think it's with Ryzen. I think it's with Sensui, man. 4-0-0, and from a while ago, I think this happened off cam, but there was another takedown of that orange objective coming in from Sensui that they've managed to actually take it one more time. So with the lack of damage given with the buffs that they've had, there's not going to be a lot of options. So Ryzen would just result to doing the same thing, not securing an objective of their own and stealing from others, which also resulted to another turtle take from ONIC Philippines.
Another trade there. A buff for a turtle.
So Omega's overloaded right now. ONIC knows that they're not ready, so let's force the issue.
Yeah. And all of that, again, behind Sensui's play, he's very consistent. He's also... He's obviously not super flashy, but he's always very reliable in this matchup.
He's relentless.
Yeah.
He's relentless. He's just gonna force Omega to answer back or play defensive. until it's too late, until it's too much.
And too much damage. Will it be here for ONIC? Not really. Answered back straight up by Omega. Beautiful counterplay. Renzio unleashing the damage that you can get from the Fredorin. Gonna get punished there. Again, Rapidot as well as Nets doing a pretty good job in controlling that mid lane.
The inevitable clapback came in, and the good thing that Omega has for them going is, yes, they're able to split push much faster, and they took down Sensui with a shutdown!
Another fight on the bottom side, under the turret! Ryzen, he is not afraid. He's flying, he's soaring. He's getting the job done.
He's not afraid.
To take a stand?
To take a stand, yes!
I got you on that, man. But what I like about Ryzen is when we thought there's nothing happening to him, he makes the most desirable play possible. Logging in 2 turrets onto the bot side, and not only that, but also initiating onto the middle for them to be able to get that upper hand. And even though ONIC Philippines is currently leading, or at least hundreds in terms of this match, that's another Wave Dragon.
And Chaknu is again the target, has the bulwark up. He's defending very well against the Wan. Here's a Numino Blast. He's targeting him. And he's still alive! Renzio is in the middle. He taunts everybody, but he does not have enough health.
From
he
behind!
Gets taken out. And Ryzen again once more fighting around the area where ONIC is fighting, but ONIC, very good control once more around this turret.
I did not notice that they were actually at equilibrium. They gained an equal amount of gold since that last skirmish. And yes, because Tier 1 turret was still standing and it went over the ONIC side, the punish was there, but just the same, something tells me Renzio's not ready. Renzio can get a little chunkier.
Yeah, he needs it.
Yeah.
Severely.
Yeah, and at some point, there's another trade that happened there because, yes, it was Ryzen and Chaknu being taken out during that specific team fight, but also 2 turrets from the side lanes just because of the split push that Ryzen has been consistently doing during this match. And that hasn't been taken notice by ONIC Philippines because during that team fight, Der wasn't really sure if he wanted to go and assist his teammates or go to the bot side. So there are some speculations now for the side of ONIC Philippines if they want to commit to the team fight or to just go ahead and try to protect those turrets just because Ryzen is doing the necessary thing for them to be able to stay in the game.
Okay, so that's our ongoing theory, our thesis statement. Omega is forcing ONIC, and if ONIC doubts themselves, that's where Omega comes in!
It's again!
That's right, right there. I think there was put to the test, like you guys mentioned, with Etomax and Ryzen. So a little bit of a check here, with the rest of the ONIC squad going for the chase.
Let go.
It's a test for test, right? Omega's testing, ONIC's testing as well.
Oh,
like right there.
That's the way the Dragon wasted.
They're just testing each other.
That's a few seconds. And we saw this yesterday. ONIC versus Blacklist.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. Cult Alter. Oh, for Cult Alter. No. Save. All right. Fatal Links for a Purify. Okay. This is prime ONIC.
This is starting to look like their jam.
They know.
They know the time, man. And in the same way, I like the initiation coming in from ONIC Philippines. They know that that is consistently the problem that they've had, or what has been the habitual problem for them in this matchup. But the only problem that I am seeing here is the pickoff in terms of Way of Dragon. We've managed to see it before with the Lolita of Chaknu and the Fredrin in the same way. 2 tanky heroes, and would you really go for that one? But instead, it's Chaknu being sensed here by Sensui, but they are now over here trying to take this ones for themselves.
Yeah, holding steady on the Lord. It's very, very low. Chaknu is in position. Renzio and Ryzen as well. Nuno Blast is charged up. That's 2 people on the board. They're stunned up. That's going to be a very beautiful set, but no follow-up means that Omega will have to back off a little bit here. Nets actually is proc on the temp crossbow. He can go for it. He doesn't need to activate. He gets the kill.
Oh,
at the back for the back.
3 different fronts. Omega stumbles, and they only get 1 on the way out.
Unbelievable. Now Rapidot, he wants more. Renzio, wow, that's a tanky boy. He sustains all that damage. There goes the ramp. That's a beautiful hit, but not going to be enough to push back the ONIC squad.
The safety net coming in, man. Not Nets making it happen for the rest of the members of ONIC Philippines. That was a good disposition coming in from that Chaknu pickoff, and in the same way, that is where it all started, right? It initially started with their choking things out, trying to figure things out onto the bot side because they know that Etomax was just going to be right there. And then after that specific team fight, it's having to happen again.
There you go. The Numinal Blast is cancelled once more. Ryzen, he got kicked. He can't move. He's got the energy, but he's trying to just stay alive. Nets has the damage. Crossbow of Tang, but will not be enough to take out Etomax. That's going to be a 1-for-1 in the end.
It's a little sloppy right now.
Yes.
Omega's just trying to make up and get back ONIC for staying a little too long. But ONIC got away with what they wanted. They got the they got the Lord. Did they take a turret on the way out? Not yet. Oh, well, mid went down here for sure. So with that being said, I think it's a matter of Omega stabilizing once more. I think the whole gambit of forcing ONIC to respond isn't working because it's actually ONIC who's in control.
That's right. And because of that control, they got a big chunk of gold that can help them really hammer this one down.
Yep. And the funny thing about it is, this is usually Omega's game, right? They tend to fight those chaotic plays that resulted to them being able to win. The Lord is going to be right there, but it's not going to be enough to pick them off, which is why the lane equilibrium that we're consistently talking about right over here is just going to be a good sign for ONIC, not being able to take this inhibitor just yet, but it will be enough to relieve the pressure or give the pressure to Omega.
Scarily close, almost
Still alive.
almost dealing permanent damage to that bot lane inhibitor, or to that bot lane by taking out the inhibitor. Would have been something that Ryzen would have had to clear out constantly. But here's the thing, I'm guessing since we are looking at just about 15 minutes in game, maybe Omega's not really ready yet. Maybe they're forcing something that's not quite there. Because again, you need to feed Ryzen and Kelra items.
That's true. They're waiting for that big, the big money blazing duets there, you know? And they're trying to buy time, maybe.
Better
but
crits.
they are able to make a really, really big pickoff. There's the threat of the Way of the Dragon removed from ONIC.
Yeah, and that is another one, another one being taken here for ONIC Philippines. So they have to be ready of what Omega is about to offer, most especially because you are taking a look at Kelra right now. 2, 1, and 3, almost locking in all of the items that a Claude just needs to be able to give out or dish out an enormous amount of damage for that blazing duet. And what I like about that one was Rapidut was right over there trying to figure out if they would be able to engage. Unfortunately, he managed to see 4 to 5 people over there, and that's not a good sign, most especially because the Lord is about to spawn. But he will also be the ones to get back into base and join in with all the fun. 30 or less than 30 seconds into the fight, they might be able to do something about it, but this time around, they want to prioritize the lanes once again. They're not giving an inch towards those side lanes for them to be able to do something about it.
That small win by Omega was just used to buy time, buy back part of the map. They'd be lucky to see it go 50-50, get a little red. This Lord still in the air.
Yeah. Luckily, that pickoff on Rapidut was a long way off from the Lord. That could have been very, very big. And so far, ONIC will have control, at least for the meantime.
Yep. At 16:30, at 16:30, last time I said this for 15 minutes, still not enough time. I think Omega needs more items.
Just one more, maybe.
Maybe one more for that spike. One more.
Yeah. And maybe after that, we'll see the real battle unfold as we do.
The real Omega.
The real Omega, you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
full stacked.
There it is.
All action Kelra.
Maybe.
But before we see that main battle, man, you're taking a look at the side lanes, right? There's side quests that are happening.
Yeah,
so
Ryzen's got his
the
own.
full-on final boss hasn't really been consumed, but now everything has been taken care of. Everything has been handled. Lord, now at least 45%. Every team is now in position to be able to take this one out, and knowing that, they will go and reset this for themselves. But, you know, taking a look at it, it's somewhat split for the side of ONIC, so Omega might be able to maximize on this one, or take those objectives first, and then take the fight to them.
It's so hard now to say because even ONIC has a lot of front line. I'm not sure if even Renzio is good for it just now, because I saw Sensui pick up the Blood Wings, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Okay.
That should be a good engage. It should be a good way to even burst maybe Ryzen.
Conceal, though.
Oh, big conceal play from Omega.
Conceal
Look,
too.
Chaknu.
Look at the angle.
Oh, everyone's off the map. I can't see anyone. Where's the Lord? Oh my goodness
So you
me.
know where Sensui is?
Where's Sensui? Actually, that's a big question as well. Oh my goodness, Renzio. He's very, very, very low.
Renzio's down.
He gets taken out there. That is a 1-for-9 in favor of ONIC, and this Lord Des is getting really risky here for Omega.
Sensui, though. That's a brave one!
What did I say?
No!
What did I say?
The positioning!
The positioning was beautiful.
Oh
there.
no!
And just just like that, Omega are 2-man down, but looks like there's going to be an answer since we also gets taken out.
Oh, worth it though. It's the numbers game that
It's the
ONIC
numbers game.
leverage here. Hera.
All right.
Made a U-turn though.
Bit of a U-turn
It
there.
made a bit of a U-turn,
The
and that
circling
is,
eagle
man,
finds it all the time.
it finds you.
Each and every time.
That control was enormous coming in from the side of ONIC Philippines. They had a lot of trades, but what mattered was they got to the Lord first. And it was indeed that Blood Wings, man. It just deals enough damage for you to be able to do something about it.
Actually.
Most especially because of that Ling pick-off coming in from the side of Omega. So now ONIC Philippines will have that Lord by their side. 19 minutes into the game, this is going to be one durable Lord, and they might be able to do something about it.
Again, Shaknu tried to get cancelled there, but will have enough sturdiness to try to stay alive. As we do see Nets flying in the air, popping the immortality. That turret's gonna go down. What's the counter here for Omega?
In their own base, man, if maybe they had one more inhibitor left, but that inhibitor down bottom was living on borrowed time, it's so hard. Counter needs to get max stacks and get a perfect blazing duet.
We're not fighting it
Ooh.
right now as Entomax does fall as well. Everyone from Omega just is not equipped to deal with the onslaught of ONIC.
It's over! We're seeing game 3! Of course we are! ONIC takes game 2!
Exactly, why are we even doubting everything? Every game's gonna be a game 3 here for what we're seeing in this beautiful Saturday that we have with ONIC taking one more against Omega.
This is what ONIC is all about, right? They know how to adjust on the fly. They know how to be able to at least contest not only for those objectives, but for the major team fights that they've had. If you can do it,